Hello, my crafty friends. It's Marie from Marie's Vermont Creations, and it's day 3 of the Countdown to Christmas card series. And our theme for today is using multiple companies for our project. So I am showing you some of the products that I'm using for today. My stamp set with the Charlie Brown Christmas tree is from Ink Road Stamps, and then I will bring out a stamp set from Stampin' Up! That's retired. This is just a dot stencil from my stash. I don't honestly even remember what company it is. I think I got these from a craft store. It was a package of a few different ones. And I'm just using my dirty green ink blending brush to just put some light dots on here. And then I have a piece of glitter cardstock. And I am going to stamp my little Charlie Brown tree using Gina K amalgam ink and my Misty. So for this card today, I am making a double shaker. So it will be a flat shaker, but I'm also going to take where the ornament is that I've stamped on this tree, and I'm going to cut that out and add that red glitter that you see over to the side, which I believe is probably from Walmart or, yeah, who knows? Or it could have been Joann's from back in the day. It's just a chunkier red glitter. So I'm just going to stamp this a couple of times using my Gina K ink. Make sure I get a good stamping. And then off screen, I will cut out the circle because nobody wants me to watch me spend 8 hours cutting out anything because I'm so slow. And then I don't know if I even show it on screen, but I do run a marker around the edge of the circle so that you can't see the white core of the paper. So I'm just going to use some of my tape runner and add a piece of acetate. And then I will take the foam tape and put it all along the back. And I'm going to make sure that it's covered all around and leave a little square. I did cut this out because it is, you don't need to watch me cut all of the foam tape. But I'm going to get that done. And then I will take the backing off of the section around the hole after I get my glitter in, and we'll add a second piece of acetate. And then I'm going to take the rest of the backing off. And I have this foam tape is from Amazon, and I have purchased this many times, never had an issue, but this particular roll, and I have heard people complain about this before, it is a nightmare to get this backing off. So that's why I cut it out, because I needed my pokey tool and quite some time to be able to get all of the backing off of this foam tape. So not sure if I'll buy it again because I don't normally struggle, but this one has been awful. Once I do get the backing off, I will adhere it down to my glitter cardstock, and then we'll move on to the flat shaker portion where I'll make the second part of the shaker card. But while I'm doing that, I just thought I'd talk to you about the series. So I am joining Michele from Scrap Secrets for the 3rd year. We will bring you 2 projects a week on Mondays and Fridays from now until Christmas. And we have a wide variety of different ideas and techniques and themes that we're using. Michele and I both craft very differently, so you will get many different inspirational options throughout this whole series for your holiday projects, which can be, changed up with the stamp sets and color themes to make it other cards if you wanted. So these are just good jumping off points. I am just coloring my tree here, what little bit was to be colored, giving it a shake, of course, to make sure that it moves. And then I am going to adhere this to the clear acetate. And I'm just using some double-sided tape. I'll do one end of it, adhere the plastic, move on to the next side. That way as I'm putting the next line of adhesive on, it kind of traps that corner. And then I will use my scissors to cut off any excess plastic on the corner so that it's not too bulky. And then I am going to be using 2 different sequin mixes, which were from a company that unfortunately has closed, but it is another product that I have that I am working my way through. So these were 2 holiday blends that I'm using to finish up both containers actually. So once I get that in, I will add the fourth strip of adhesive because I added it, but you don't want to take that off obviously, otherwise you won't be able to put your mix in. And I have done done things like that before, so. And I will make sure to list Michele's channel down below. And I also will have the last 2 years, the full playlist for 2023 and 2024 if you have any interest in going back and watching projects, my God, words are hard today, projects that we've already done. And then at the end screen, I will have the current playlist listed. I update this with both videos for Michele and myself. I will have her channel listed down below so that you can check out what she has made using multiple companies. I do find that this is not really a challenge because most cards that I do make, I tend to use multiple companies for most things. So I just thought I would try to do something a little bit different as far as the card itself. So that's why I thought a double shaker would be kind of a neat thing to do. And here I am just cutting those corners off. I will add adhesive along the back of the entire panel and adhere that to an A2 size card base. And then I'm going to pull in my sentiment. I was going to use from the Ink Road stamp set, but then I remembered that I am trying to use multiple companies, so I picked the retired set for my sentiment. It just says Merry Christmas. And so I am going to stamp that on a scrap piece of paper just using some, I never remember the name of this ink every time I try to use it for some reason. But anyways, I've used it multiple times. Of course, giving it a shake to make sure everything's moving around. With flat shakers, they don't move as much as if I would have used foam tape, which I could have done. I could have, added foam tape and had it, but it would have been kind of bulky. So here's that retired stamp set from Stampin' Up! That I'm going to use my sentiment from. And we're going to get that stamped down. And then I will cut that out off screen because, again, I use my paper trimmer sometimes I use scissors. I don't know about you, but I never seem to cut things straight. So it takes me a little bit to trim here and there to make it at least look sort of straight. And then I will add some of the adhesive strip and peel that off and add that to about the middle of the panel where I stamped the tree, because I didn't want to cover up the bottom and I didn't want to put it way down at the bottom on the actual full shaker panel because I would cover up a lot of the sequins because that's where they tend to, stay. So, but that is going to be my project for today. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them for me down below. But like I said, I will leave Michele's channel in the more information section. So I hope that you'll go check out what she's made. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. And as always, I hope that you have a great day.